our first fish today is a cute little smallmouth. He's not huge, but beautiful looking. Pretty good little fish right there, if you ask me. I like it. And I caught him on this Yum Craw. I love these. And I mean instant bite. This is a 3/0 weighted hook. I believe it's a 1/8, but I'll have to check. And I did open the hook hole up a little bit. I widened the gap, I guess you would say, with a pair of pliers, just so I could get a little easier hook set on it. And these float really far down like this, and then they sit on the bottom, and you can twitch them. They also go really well just as a draw and retrieve. They kind of float up and down in the water column, and it's as soon as you touch that, if there's a fish anywhere near it, they'd eat it this time of year. It's fall fishing at its finest. Well, today's second fish is brought to you by Tiny Smallmouth. I had to change hooks, retie and stuff, and cute little thing. Still using the same Yum Craw. It's working really well. And sorry about the wind in the video. It's quite a breezy day over here. I'm trying to stay near the shore where the wind is a little bit lighter. But, you know, it's fall fishing. I'm pretty happy with that. Check your line. Well, we have a little bit of a change. Today's third fish is brought to you by the white fluke again. You've already seen this a few times on the channel, but these things work great. I mean, really good. Love these. Fluke fishing in the fall, it's a 5-inch. There's a beautiful smallmouth. Little guy. Maybe he's a pound. But lots of fun anyway. And pretty hard to go wrong with a view like this. Amazing. I seem to have found quite a few of these little guys. They're all over the place. And all that makes me think is that, well, they're definitely ambitious with the eating anyways. But it makes me think that wherever these guys are at, there's probably some big pike and muskie having a good lunch on these guys. So I might actually start tossing the muskie rod a little bit and see what happens. Plus, it's a pretty nice spot to do that. I'll check it out. So this one is the proverbial weed bass. You know the one. Yeah, he's not very big either, but typical white fluke. Smallmouth just can't stop themselves, and they have to have it. Beautiful fish. Just beautiful thing. Really like that one. Pretty. And so the white fluke wins again. There's a bunch of them in here. And I did see not a very big pike. He might have been 2 feet long. So they're around. You fish the fluke in the fall because this is where all the bait fish are right now. So of course there's some out in the main river channel, but there's a whole bunch of bait fish up in here. And so the the pike are up in here because they want to eat that. And it seems like the smallmouth are just all over the place up in this bay. So the whole ridge here, I've been fishing that all the way down this one whole side of the river on this bay. And seems to be some fish in here. So that's exciting. It's always fun to actually try, you know, go to a place where you can find a couple fish and then go all around, try to fish it out and see what you can do. I had a pike jump clean out of the water right over here. I think there's a bit of a deep pocket in there and he was sitting in the pocket. So maybe we can stir him up again, I'm not really sure, but the minnow population out here is just insane right now. I mean, I can see them in the water, there's so many. It's pretty good. Yeah, sometimes you can see them jumping out of the water. My fluke is coming by and they're actually trying to get out of the way, the little minnows. So that's a good sign. Just means there's life in the water, you know. There's a rock over there. See if I can't find a fish on that rock. The fluke has some interesting habits. I have a 3/32 weighted hook on it. It's a 5-inch Berkley, not a rainbow shad, but I forget what it is. It's pure white. And simple little bait, fluke style, split tail. Really simple rigging. The water temp in here is 59. So there's a full sun today, so the visibility is really high in the water. This would be, I would consider this spot to be about a 9 out of 10 for clarity. You can definitely see to the bottom from the boat. And I'm sure the fish can see this thing coming. So it's nice to use it in the fall. You can kind of twitch it fast, get a little bit of a speed reaction. Man, look at all these minnows. Crazy. And that's about it. I'm just drifting along here in the wind, hoping, of course, for a bite and kind of a twitch and pause, a little bit of an erratic sort of a pattern. Considering there's tiny minnows in here, my fluke could be very much predator fish right now. Definitely got lots of minnows to eat in this bay. So I'm fishing the fluke as if it was feeding. You know what I mean? Darting around and trying to catch minnows. So there's a little bit of a go and a pause and a twitch and all that stuff. And you just never know what you're going to get. We'll keep at her. So picture yourself fishing a ledge. And then you see this little green thing floating. This little black and green thing floating in there. And so you go right over to the edge of the shoreline and you find this gigantic musky lure caught by the leader in a rock. The lines broke off. I pulled a whole bunch of line out of the water. Somebody had obviously just cut it off and lost it up there at the shoreline. And I guess didn't feel like they could go in and get it, so I went in and got it. And thank you very much to whoever mistakenly got this gigantic, probably expensive musky lure stuck in a rock. And anyway, I just tossed the crap out of this thing. It's really fun actually because it floats very loud. And as soon as you start to do a slow retrieve, it just walks back and forth and it dives pretty hardcore. So really neat balance on it. Anyway, having fun tossing that for a bit. And if I catch something, I'll let you know. But I have my doubts. Fishing for muskie is like the fish of 10,000 casts. I think that's what they call it. I've got a little more smallmouth to do here in this bay, and I'm going to go up to this other ledge here and then probably call it a day. Maybe I'll go around and take a look at the foliage. The colors have turned pretty nice this time of year. Well, that was fun. I think that was my last, probably my last boating expedition this year. The weather's supposed to turn pretty bad, and I've got a bunch of travel to do for work, and so this is probably the end of the boating. But there'll be more fishing on the channel, so don't worry about that. Just here, I think I'm going to put the boat away for the winter. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some fishing in the south, so there should be better temperatures down there and different fish variety. We'll see what we get. Stay tuned. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.